Hi guys, welcome back to another episode. You join me back on Project Cars, where we're going to be in a stock, yes I'll repeat, stock Porsche Cayman GT4 around Sugo International. Originally a bike circuit. It was created by the Yamaha motor company, I believe, and we're going to see how we get on around it today. As I said, we're in a stock Cayman GT4. If we go on our sort of favourite website here, we can see we're aiming for 24 something to be in the top sort of 5 of those guys. Well, the top 3 are in stock setups. The guy in 4th place with that 24.9 has got a custom setup on his car, but you can see even 25th place is down into the 26s. So let's see how we get on around this track. Going across the start finish line, we've just come up a big hill, so we don't have all that much speed. Braking hard on the dark tarmac into the first corner. Make sure you run the car out wide. The entrance to this second corner is all about how you take the first corner. There's enough time to get a bit of a cut back into the the third corner and into this late apex slow second gear left-hander. Keep on the curb on the right hand side. Try and take this as flat as possible. Obviously I'll ramp up on the curb a little bit on the entrance there, and then you've got these 2 long flowing right-handers. The second one especially, you need to turn it a lot later than you think you do. Actually miss the apex a little bit there, and that's the first sector done. 39 seconds all over, and you get a bit of a breather. Think about where you're going to brake, because there is no braking point for this next corner. You need to be on the brakes ready for that dark tarmac. Find myself taking an earlier apex to what I probably would do on that corner, because there's enough time to cut back for this left-hander to set up with the second sector split point. I short shift into 4th here, but I miss the apex on this lap, and because of that I get hooked on the curb on the right hand side. I'm out of position for the final corner, although most of the time that final corner is relatively simple and it's flat all the way to the start finish line. Pretty simple, eh? Not that many corners. We've got a lot of time to think about some braking points, but a really nice flowing first sector. So let's break it down in a bit more detail and talk about this Cayman a little bit more, because it sure is oversteery, even though we're in that stock stable setup. So again, coming into the first corner, braking so you're on the brakes ready for the dark tarmac. Make sure you just clip the curb a little bit or be near it, and the first pause point here is on the outside of this. It's not about how fast you take this first corner, it's about how quickly you can exit the second corner. Like I mentioned, you've got enough time to cut back to the right hand side of the track, although you don't have to go all the way. And this is my widest point on the track. If I went all the way to that curb, I'd be losing time, so you can take quite a shallow line through the third corner. And again here, second gear, take a later apex than you think you could. You can hug it quite well actually, but if you can, take that late apex. Stay on the curb on the right hand side. I actually turn in slightly too early here. You can turn in a little bit later to make sure you stay on the flat area of those curbs. This one a little bit shorter than the next corner, but make sure you get a good swift entry on the power early so you can set yourself up for this. And really, you need to be taking as later apex as possible here. It's not really that much grip, and there's a nasty bump on the inside, so be careful. It's very easy to spin on the power there. And first sector at 39 seconds dead. As you can see, our pals at the top are around there, so it's not too bad. We've done alright there. So let's watch it again in real time. Braking on the dark stuff, clip the curb on the inside, make sure you run out to the left hand curb, cut back, off the power, gently back on the power, because again off camber, very easy to spin, shallow line into this left hander, late apex into the next left hander as well. It's uphill, you don't want to get on the power too late because you'd be losing momentum all the way up this hill. Try and maintain some power through there. I do lift off a little bit, but I don't ever lift off completely from the throttle up that hill, because you're going to be losing more time than you think you are. Short sharp corner there, turn in later than you think, and that's the first sector done. Like I said, 39 seconds dead. The guy at the top, 38.9 something, so we're pretty much on the money with that first sector. But a lot of time to think about where you're going to brake, and I'm going to pause it where I put the brakes on here. You can see that dark tarmac is just ahead of us. You need to be fully on the brakes, ready for that. Down into third gear, because second gear in this Cayman is very short. And like I said, taking an earlier apex than I thought I would round this corner. I thought I'd be really round the right hand side of your screen here, but you can run it out to the left hand side. You can use all of the road, all of the curb, because you've got enough time to go right the way round to the right hand side of the track to get a swift exit, carry some good speed through that corner, and you can see we're 20.963, which actually is the quickest sector and second sector in all of that sort of top 10 cars. So let's have another look at it again. You're thinking about your braking point, you're keeping it in 5th gear, full power. Now we brake down onto the tarmac. Early apex, you can run it out wide, get on the power early. You notice how I was sort of 90% throttle for a lot of that. You don't want to. It's very easy to spin around those off-camber corners. So let's pause it here on the T line. Like I said, I lose a lot of time here, an awful lot of time, because I was late on that apex, which means I'll get hooked on this curve on the right hand side, and then I'm out of position for the last corner. And as soon as you're in this sort of wide territory where you're trying to stay on the power to keep the back of the car round, you're really in some danger. So definitely some time to be gained in throughout this last sector, but simple enough. It's sort of one corner and then a basically flat out corner, so a lot of time to think about where you're going to brake for the next lap as you come up over the crest of the hill and across the line. You can see actually across the line in a 24.837, which is so slow. We're losing almost 4/10 to the guy on the top, and we're really not that far behind his time. So let's have a look at the lap as a whole. Bear in mind some of the things I was talking about sort of 90% power, running the car wide on some of these double apex, sort of double-edged sword corners, as one of my friends likes to call them. Remember, you can take a shallow line on this left-hander. There's quite a lot of grip here, and you can run it a little bit wide. You see I take a bit of curb and grass there. Late apex on this one, up the hill. Remember to keep your power, maintain your power and speed. Try not to ramp up too much. That was a little bit too much, but if you do actually go further onto that curve, you can end up going on two wheels really badly, and then you'll just be in the wall on the left hand side. Late apex for this one. Make sure you maximise your speed going onto what is effectively the back straight, even though it's not too long. We do get up to 130 something miles an hour, so thinking about your braking point, there aren't really any landmarks around you. There's a sign on the left hand side that you need to be aiming for really, but it's not too informative. Early apex, 90% power. Let the car guide itself around the corner. Make sure you hit the apex for this one and the next one, unlike I do. You can get on that curve a little bit. 3rd or 4th gear. I think I might start taking that into 3rd gear. Make sure you line yourself up well for this last corner to get a good run up the hill and over the line. You can take that a lot shallower than I did on that lap, so have a think about trying that. Guys, as we go up over the crest of the hill, I hope you enjoyed the short, sharp track guides. Do remember to subscribe, and if you like the video, give it a like. Until next time, see you then.